All right, guys, the Utah Jazz just had another tough loss. Tonight it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, and I don't think I don't think that game could have gone in a way that could have hurt my feelings more. You basically had everything happen in that game to just ruin my night. You have LeBron James promising a victory before the game. I think he said he was going to score 40 points. At least he didn't do that. That's the win for the Jazz fans tonight. LeBron James didn't score 40, but he did promise a win and he gets it. So the Jazz don't do that. And then we have the Russell Westbrook dunk on Rudy Gobert. We'll talk about that. Before we get into it, we'll talk about the Lakers, talk about the Jazz. If you're new here, like and subscribe to the channel. Please, it would be great. We have... This is a Jazz channel going live after midnight, after a Lakers loss. If we have anyone watching tonight, it will be actually somewhat remarkable. But anyways, if you're new here and you're watching post live stream, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. All right, let's just get into this. This was, for Lakers fans, they had to have really enjoyed this win. I have to say one thing. And I wrote the preview for this on SLC Dunk. Russell Westbrook just plays really well against the Utah Jazz. He just seems to. Ezekiel, my man from down under, you're here. You know what? Can we commiserate? Let me give a hug to Ezekiel through the computer screen. There we go. Digital hug to Ezekiel for this Jazz loss. It was just a tough one, guys. But like I was saying, Russell Westbrook just seems to play well against the Jazz. I don't know if it's because he just has a personal hatred for Rudy Gobert. I think he does, honestly. Because there were it goes back to maybe Houston and also the OKC series that the Jazz won. I think, honestly, Russell Westbrook is a crazy person and he just like loves to cram it on everyone. But I think he especially wants to cram it on the Jazz. I'm just going to take that that's going to be the moral victory tonight, is that, you know what, we lost to the Lakers, but at least Russell Westbrook hates us more than everyone else. Yes, Ezekiel, this is therapy session. Michael Wayman, $4.99, my man, thank you, sir. Oh, and glad to see you here, buddy, and best wishes to your daughter. Yes, guys, today was a weird day on social media. Let's just leave it at that. But I will say that my daughter, the last 4 months have actually been a little weird for me. And I don't like to get, you can go look at my Twitter and realize why I don't like to get too personal on Twitter, because sometimes I just, sometimes I'm just like, all right, let's just go there. But anyways, my daughter, she had a very loud heart murmur. We had to go see 2 pediatricians to verify it. Both of them recommended we go see a cardiologist. We went to the cardiologist today. They did a bunch of tests. Evie, her name's Evie, short for Everett, has a healthy heart. She just has what's called a, what's it called? What did the doctor call it? It's called like it's like a sensitive murmur or a false murmur. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a heart murmur, and that's all it is. No problem with the valves, no problem with her heart. So anyways, Michael, thank you very much. I appreciate it. That is very nice and kind of you. And thank you for the donation. Anyways, Russell Westbrook hates Rudy Gobert. And you know what? He got the dunk. He didn't shoot the ball well again. This is the problem for the Lakers all season, basically, is this right here, the 5 for 14. He just, I actually would have thought he'd have shot better, but, he had the 5 field goals. One of those was the dunk. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, minus 11. Talking about the Lakers, I will say, so much of what is frustrating about this season for the Jazz is just how little confidence I have in their ability to just like defend the perimeter. It's just, they're just not able to at all. And so on a night like tonight, where the Jazz shoot really well, I want to talk about the Lakers first. The major thought I wanted to get into this is, 1, Anthony Davis is coming back. 2, the Lakers are likely going to get the best guys that are on the waiver wire and things like that. They will find a way to get those guys on their team. So, if someone is waived, I don't know who that's going to be. But like last year, it was guys like Torrey Craig. I can't remember if he was a trade. He might have been a trade. But guys like that are pretty decent guys that get left on waivers. The Lakers probably have like first choice at those guys. Innocent DWCB, innocent heart murmur. That was it. Thank you, DWCB. I really appreciate it. That's what it was. But anyways, I actually think this Lakers team still has a chance to be really good. Anthony Davis is coming back. He has the sprained, I think it's the ACL sprain. We'll see how good he is when he comes back. If he looks like Anthony Davis, like in the bubble, then this Lakers team 100% could be really good. Davis has just really struggled this year, especially from three. He just cannot shoot the three. And with this Lakers team that has Russell Westbrook shooting like this, it's just very difficult for them to spread the floor. And despite that, even with all that, LeBron James tonight still had a very efficient night. 9 for 20, 3 for 8 from the field. Solid numbers, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Just pretty vintage LeBron numbers. Just a little, he typically scores like 30 to 35 against the Jazz. I think they said LeBron James has the highest per game average against the Jazz than any other player, except for, I think, for Jordan. I think Jordan averaged 30 points per game. Tonight, we're just talking about all the pain, right? Tonight is all the Jazz pain. Jazz pain night. Tonight. So you have LeBron James who kills the Jazz. And tonight, he was really good. And I think just the thought I had with LeBron tonight, watching him play, and we've talked about this on the channel a lot, is when you're trying to find guys that can make your team win, and I think it's honestly a little bit of why this Jazz team to me just comes across as, I think soft is a harsh word, but just, you want guys that impact the game. They force their wills on the game. And I don't know, and Jordan and LeBron are like two of the greatest examples of this. These are guys that just absolutely are forcing their way through the paint. They are impacting every aspect of the game. LeBron James, when he drives to the rim, it's just literally his impact is crazy. His physicality when he drives to the hoop and just how he powers down people and gets to the rim is just like nothing we've ever seen, Jordan had a little bit of like that, but Jordan was a little more finesse than LeBron, but Jordan was still also a powerful player. But LeBron James is just the most powerful force we've ever seen in the league. He just is. His ability to just impose his will is like nothing we've ever seen. That's why he's one of the greatest of all time. And tonight you just kind of saw that. And, and I know Jazz fans watching this are going to vomit, and we're going to stop talking about the Lakers here soon. But the fact that LeBron has done two things this year to evolve his game to help that team win, and honestly kept them in the playoff race when they shouldn't be, with how poorly certain, like Russell Westbrook has played, is he's evolved his three-point shooting. He has a career-high three-point shots per game right now, and he's hitting them at one of the highest levels he's had in his career. I think LeBron had like a 40% year. I think it was that year he was like 60% from the field with the Heat. But he's evolved his game to create spacing, and he's been playing like center minutes. I haven't watched enough Laker game. I don't like watching the Lakers because I'm a Jazz fan, but I do know that they've played really well. And what I have seen of the Lakers, it's hard not to be impressed by LeBron. It just really is. All right, that's enough Laker talk. All right, can we all agree? Enough Laker talk. Enough. All right, let's see. Let's go to the Utah Jazz. What do we want to cry about tonight? Let it all out, guys, in the chat. Let me know what is frustrating you. The Jazz, for how frustrating this loss was, they lost by 6 points. When you lose by 6 points and you have Bojan shooting 1 for 9 from the field, that's just tough. Bojan does not score 5 points like this every game. So that's just rough. Rudy Gobert had a nice night. I know everyone's going to talk about that dunk, but Rudy Gobert had 19, 16, and 3 blocks. I wish it was 4. I wish it was on Russell, but it was not. Royce O'Neal, I felt like had a pretty nice night. Some of the defense was not great, but Royce O'Neal was a plus 13, so maybe I should just eat my words. Oh, that's crazy. Royce was a plus 13. That's crazy. So Royce had a really nice night. He was 3 for 5 from the field. It looks like they were all 3-point attempts, which you'll take. Royce is a good 3-point shooter, so you want him to shoot it. He was the Jazz's, outside of Mike Conley, the best shooter on the team. 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I love when we see Royce play well. He's one of those guys that he's pretty streaky, but when he's playing well, it's fantastic. Bojan Bogdanovic just had a really rough night, and some of that might be guarding LeBron. He did have 6 assists, though, so that's nice to see. If the shooting's not going, at least you're assisting the ball. It's just not a lot of guys were shooting the ball well. This right here is the tough one, is Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Donovan's just in a big slump right now. You know what I want to do? Let's go to Basketball Reference. We're just live tonight. We're just going to do whatever we want tonight. How about that? I want to just go look. I don't know if you guys spend a lot of time here, but I do. Let's just look. So sometimes when I'm writing for SLC Dunk, you'll just kind of glance at some of these things and look for trends a little bit. One of the trends I've just kind of been noticing, and you try to match up with just like the eye test, is just the bad three-point shooting. So you can see right here, this was in December when Donovan was just absolutely going crazy. Donovan's December was truly amazing. Although you can kind of see here where it's starting to just taper off. Although he has this last day in December. This was his last day in December. It feels like December came and went, and Donovan's three-point shooting just kind of fell off a cliff. So just curious, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this... But yeah, Donovan's shooting 35% from 3. Tonight he was like, what was he? Donovan was 0 for 8 tonight, so that's definitely going down. For January, it's not the same numbers. 42% from the field, 35% from 3. And points per game, 25. So, you know, it's not like as bad as I think just looking at, it's not as bad as I would have expected, actually. So let's give Donovan a little credit. He's actually not doing so bad. 42%, 35%. I actually tweeted about it during the game. Mike Conley also in the last 18 games has also been putting up kind of like above average numbers. They're not like bad, but I think Mike Conley in the 18 games before this one is shooting like 37% from 3 and something like 42% from the field, 13 points per game. That's like not bad numbers, but the Jazz just need Donovan and Mike to just be better. It's really tough to win when you have Bojan Bogdanovic putting up this and Donovan Mitchell putting up this. Mike Conley had a nice night tonight, 20 points. This is the type of night the Jazz need from him. It's just a shame that Donovan's night was just such a struggle. 7 assists, though, for Donovan, so that's nice to see. That is one thing. We're looking for silver linings here tonight, is Donovan's playmaking. And I actually thought Donovan, when he was playmaking and setting up other guys, made some really nice plays. In fact, let's watch it together. Why not? This will be what we watch. Just for fun. So right here, let's see. This is kind of a quick transition after a made basket. I don't remember this play. I was probably being a foolish guy on Twitter. Oh, there's a quick pass to Conley who's making the shot. And that's one of the things that's nice is when you have Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell on the floor, those guys can play together, and whoever has the advantage, you just give it to that guy. So right here, transition opportunity. It is nice to know. Oh, see, that pass to Rudy was fantastic. That's just an underrated play. Donovan might not make that play last year, honestly. Right here, Donovan in a half-court set. Gets the screen from Joe. Joe makes the 3. By the way, Joe made some 3s tonight. It's nice to see. Joe has really struggled this year, and especially lately. But the last 2 games, it seems like his stroke is kind of back. So let's hope. There's a pass to Clarkson. Let's see. I wanted to see. Was this the play? Nope, this is pure Clarkson, so that's fantastic. But Donovan gets the assist. We'll take it. That's a gimme, though. Right here, Donovan's in the half-court set. And there's Joe making a 3. That's a gimme. But, hey, when Joe's making 3s, you're going to get assists, you know? And, okay, so this is beautiful, actually. This is Donovan just playing. I mean, this is him. Look at this. This is a set play, actually. And Donovan's, this is an overhead pass, actually pretty nice. For someone who's 6'1", we talk a lot about, and you'll hear about Donovan's size a lot on podcasts and things like that, that the Jazz size is not great. But look at this. This is an over-the-head pass, boom, to Bogey inside. That's fantastic. That's like Luka Doncic stuff, where you're over-the-head pass. We talked about it on my NBA channel, Josh Giddey, what makes him really good. Right here, half-court set. Is this another set play? Kind of looks like it. Just a nice pass to Rudy, honestly. That's great. That's fantastic. So credit to Donovan for some really nice assists. 2 or 3 gimmies tonight. So, but hey, you'll take it. But anyways, guys, let's see. I don't know if there's a lot else you want to take out of this one. There's really some big frustrations right now with this team. I think one of the things that's so baffling to me lately with the Jazz, who have lost, what have they lost? 4 of the last 5, 5 of the last 6, whatever it is. The Jazz can't seem to score. Like, they haven't been without Hassan Whiteside. It's kind of crazy to me how bad the Jazz struggle to score if they don't have a rolling big man on the floor. It's kind of nuts. Like, they just don't have an ability to take advantage when they have teams spread out. And I don't know if it's like when I'm watching it, it just seems like the Jazz kind of end up settling for threes. But it would be nice if the Jazz have a 5-out offense with Rudy Gay at the 5, that you had guys like Clarkson and Mitchell just driving to the rim. And I don't know if it's because, this is a back-to-back and they did have to travel overnight and go to LA. Rudy got to see Hannah, by the way. That's really nice. By the way, that's kind of one of the fun little storylines that we don't talk about. But Rudy Gobert's relationship with Hannah, is it stalking the Instagram social media Vine person? Is like pretty fun. I recommend following that storyline. It's a fun one. But anyways, it's just I don't know why. If it's fatigue or what, that the Jazz just can't take advantage of these 5-out lineups. They just don't seem to be able to do it. And I don't know if it's because they just are not used to playing with a pick and pop big, which sometimes can help with that. For example, if you have a 5-out offense, I would assume that you would want Rudy Gay setting the picks, so that, if Donovan Mitchell has the ball with Rudy Gay setting the pick, then what happens is if Rudy Gay sets the pick and they switch and Donovan has an advantageous matchup, then he just drives to the rim and scores. And then if they back up, then you give it to Rudy Gay and he can shoot the 3. Problem is, Rudy Gay right now is also struggling. 1 for 8 from 3. This is what people are going to talk about, is the 0 for 8. But man, Rudy Gay is really, really struggling to shoot the 3 right now. Things will get better when that happens. But overall, the Jazz as a team shot 26% from 3. They took 46 shots from 3 and made 12 of them tonight. That is just tough to win. That's really tough to win. And the Los Angeles Lakers, who we talk about how they can't spread the floor, well, they didn't shoot much better. 29%. They did shoot 44 from the field, so that's where the win is. 36, 44. Congrats to the Lakers, right? I guess that's all we can say. Joe Ingles, let's give credit to Joe Ingles, because I have been very hard on him this year. But Joe Ingles had a nice night. He shot 3 for 6 from 3. You know what's funny? At this point, I don't know what's going to happen. Trade deadline's going to come, and these are 2 other thoughts I had today. Are we sure Danny Ainge is going to make a trade, actually? Are we 100% sure? Because I don't know if Danny Ainge is completely bought into this Jazz team. I don't know what Danny Ainge's feelings are on every specific player. I don't know what he thinks about Donovan and Rudy being your best players, if he's a big fan of that or not. But I just had this thought today, if I'm Danny Ainge and I'm not a big believer in this team, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't, it's just the thought I had. So no one get your feelings hurt. But if he doesn't believe in them, then why would he go out and trade even more assets to just improve on something that maybe he doesn't believe in? It might be just the best case scenario to just let this team play out and see what they do and go from there. Honestly, this team is a makeup of players that Dennis Lindsay set up, and Quinn Snyder had a hand in too. We had that report that the Jazz had a trade for Joe Ingles last offseason, and according to Tim McMahon, Quinn Snyder put the kibosh on that, or made a big deal to keep him on the team. So what that tells me is that Quinn Snyder has a say in a lot of the roster. And it kind of makes sense when you see someone like Jordan Clarkson, who could not shoot the ball tonight. By the way, we've waited this long to talk about it. 2 for 13, 0 for 6. He was a minus 17. How he was on the floor late in the game is beyond me. Beyond me. But him playing this many minutes makes me think that Quinn Snyder had a big hand in him coming and playing and and not playing someone like Elijah Hughes, who was available. And we saw what Elijah Hughes could do the last time he actually got some minutes. Might have been a little more effective. But what do I know? But anyways, I just this is a team that Danny Ainge didn't set up, and it might be better for this team to just go into the playoffs, see what they can do, let them be the team that Quinn Snyder and Dennis Lindsey and all them wanted and set up and developed, uh, you know, and just see what happens. Because guess what? If you're trading for another guy, it's going to be like the pick from like 2026, I think, because of how many picks the Jazz have that are awaiting, because they have these picks that they've sent to like Memphis and OKC that have protections on them, and there's no way to know if they're actually going to go or not. And so, and I don't know right now off the top of my head all the protections and things like that, but do you really want to give a pick in 2026 to get maybe someone like Eric Gordon, who apparently is available for a first-round pick, if you don't believe in the team? I don't know. By the way, I think Eric Gordon would be a fantastic pickup because he can play on-ball defense and can also shoot the ball. I kind of feel like if you put Eric Gordon in the Jordan Clarkson role and you give him 20 minutes per game like this, I think that's a huge upgrade for Utah. But I don't know. So it's just a thought I had. Just a thought. It is kind of disappointing, though, that the Jazz probably had something nice for Ingles, and now his value is either as just on the team hitting threes like this or as an expiring contract. It's a real bummer. The whole Joe Ingles story this year is a bummer. So I don't know. Guys, I'm trying to make sure that we covered everything tonight. I'm kind of ready to go to bed. It's late. Tomorrow's a big day at work for me, actually. But guess what? We're going to talk about it. I don't understand this either. Eric Paschall playing 3 minutes and 46 seconds. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, it's just bonkers to me. If anyone could explain that to me, he's been really good. He does really nice things. He can stay in front of his man. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. Yeah, Ezekiel, it is a head scratcher. There's the By the way, guys, I wanted to do more James emojis, because I know everyone out there wants more me. But the guy who I bought them for, I did it through Fiverr, and I found a guy that does really good stuff, and he just deleted his channel. Like, where'd he go? I don't know what happened. So I've got to find that guy, because I think we need more emojis. We can't get Jazz wins, but we can at least get new emojis of some sort. We should have got an Audrey one. Did we get an Audrey one? I don't think we did. Anyways, guys, that's all I got tonight. We're kind of rambling. It's 12:30. By the way, everyone who's here, thanks for coming, and the support from everyone on this channel is fantastic. You guys are amazing. And by the way, please make sure you're going and reading SLC Dunk. It's the best coverage out there for the Jazz. Anyone out there who doesn't go to SLC Dunk, you're missing out on great insight. It is the place where you will get the most honest opinion on things. Not everything is going to agree with everyone. That's why there's different writers, different perspectives. I don't agree with every writer on everything. Sometimes we have arguments in SLC Dunk chat. But guess what? That's okay. It's okay to have people have different opinions. It is okay. It is okay. All right, guys, let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. These are the guys that just make everything happen. Fantastic people and just ballers all around. Let's give a shout out to Tyson Price, The Price is Right, Baby Elliott Matson, X marks the spot for Zintas, Jordan the Goat Best Roll, Ryan Perry, the legend. By the way, happy birthday to Ryan Perry, the man, the myth, the legend. Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, and one Anton Warren, Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Eric C., the C stands for champion, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, bringing the heat, by the way, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen, driving the lane, Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur, Robert Hall of Fame, and DW Jazz going all the way. Guys, I think I'm going to a Jazz game on like the 18th because it's Junior Jazz. Gray has been killing it in Junior Jazz this year, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. And so we're going to go watch the Jazz together. I don't go to a lot of Jazz games. I live close to Ogden, and it's a long drive. And you know what's not really fun is when the Jazz lose like they do tonight, and you have to sit in the parking and wait to get out, and then you drive home for 45 minutes, and then you got to write a recap and then do the show. It's just exhausting. Anyways, that's why I don't go to a lot of games. Uh, Also because Jazz PR doesn't want us to see them in the locker room. That's also part of it. But anyways, who cares? All right, guys, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You guys are the best. It's the best community out there. I like nothing is better than the YouTube community. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I will talk to you next time.